Welcome, friend of the channel, the legend, Dan from LionsTV in his plush conservatory. What's going on, Dan?
It's actually not my conservatory, but yeah, I'm well, mate.
But it is plush.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right.
There you go. We're just having a little catch up then, Dan, after 11 games. Now, I suspect if I were to have spoken to you, I don't know, 3 games ago, 4 games ago, we would have been on rinse repeat with the same conversation we probably had this time last year about draws and it being a bit overly pragmatic and where's it going. And then there was that win against Blackpool, wasn't there, where they had 10 men for most of the game and you just snuck over the line and, you know, maybe Cooper's out the team for the first time in 100 years. But then a couple of clean sheets and a couple of wins this week, and all of a sudden it's 7 unbeaten and 13 points from 7. Where are you with this and your love for Mr. Rowett?
These stats tables, like you just said, they're unbelievable, aren't they? 1 minute you look so bad, and all of a sudden Millwall was 7 unbeaten. Mate, it's honestly, I've been speaking to a lot of people, especially this morning as well, saying I'm coming on your show. It's the strangest situation I've known, managerial-wise, for a long time. Because, I mean, someone said on Saturday on one of my social media posts, if we lose today at Barnsley, it absolutely has to go. And I said, we're 6 games unbeaten. That's never going to happen. He didn't get sacked when we was 14 games unbeaten. But he gets so much more. A lot of our fans wanted him appointed in the first place, thought it was a massive scoop for us, which I didn't personally agree. Then, since that point, he's had a lot more leeway with the fans than I felt Neil Harris did when he was in the position. And, mate, it's just, I'm puzzled. I don't know what, I'm going to contradict myself loads because it's where we are is absolutely fine. I have no issues. We're not going to get relegated under Gary Rowett. We're difficult to beat. But it is so dull and unattractive defensive football. I'm not counting Murray Wallace's 89th minute winner on Saturday in this. I'm not enjoying going to football at the minute. I'm just not enjoying it. Not enjoying doing the channel because Rowett is so defensive and so negative with his tactics. He said something the other week when we played. I can't remember who we played, but it wasn't a top side in this division. And he said, no, they're a side that like to keep the ball and they make it very difficult for you to stick your head out and see what's going on. Why? Why are we, as Lions especially, and this is the feeling a lot of our fans have got, why are we cowering away from teams? We're not talking about a Fulham here or a Bournemouth. It was someone just on par with us, really, structure-wise. And he's saying we've got to wait and bide our time to stick our head out the hole. It's just a very negative approach from him. But it's now, I mean, I wanted him out 14 games unbeaten during lockdown. Sorry, 14 games without a win during lockdown. I wanted him gone. And people were having digs at me. Now, it seems more people want him gone now because they're just sick to death of it, really. People work hard all week to go to football to get off their seats, feel the passion, feel the emotion. And it's just very dull and drab. However, the last couple of weeks, and I was going to say it's dug him out a hole, but there was no hole. He wasn't in a hole. He's doing absolutely fine. He can defend anything, you know. He can defend bunkers. Like he can just get. If you want something defended, don't put it in a safe or as safe as possible. Give it to Gary Rowett because they don't want to get in. Like he's very good in that way, but I feel he doesn't have a lot of faith in the players. I think we've got good players there, and he needs to allow them to play a bit more and just get the enjoyment and the excitement and the Millwallness back in it, you know.
Millwallness, I like that a lot. Do you think, you know, when you're talking about Neil Harris, you know, sometimes you'll be a lot more ruthless with your friend or your family member. You'll really tell them how it is. Whereas maybe a casual acquaintance, you'll be a lot, you know, get a little bit, you use the word leeway. Do you think that was the thing with Harris because he was, you know, club legend that maybe you, and I mean, let's be honest, Millwall fans are very, very honest, aren't they anyway? But do you think that's the reason for the leeway, perhaps?
I don't know. I think that when he came in, you know, everyone was going, "Oh, what an appointment! Fantastic, brilliant." And I think we played Stoke quite early on in his managerial time at Millwall, and they were singing a song about Gary Rowett and boring football, boring tactics. We was all like, what? He's all right. Started out. I don't know if he feels we haven't got the players. Maybe it's an oversight for me. Maybe he's doing unbelievable with what he's got, because we haven't got a budget, as we know. Me and you discussed quite a lot. But yeah, maybe the Neil Harris thing. I mean, Harris. Any club taking back a legend as their manager we've seen in the past. Keegan, Dalglish, bigger clubs. It's only going to be one way. It's either going to end with you doing so well you leave the club, or it's going to end up with you getting sacked or leaving and Harris walked. But yeah, I think Harris understood the club, of course, and you haven't got to have an affiliation with the club. So everyone goes, well, he's not Gary Rowett's not a Millwall man, but of course he isn't. Why should he be? He shouldn't be.
Oh, Dan, you walk into Millwall for 5 minutes and you can understand the club, can't you? It's not a difficult club to understand, is it?
No, it's not. We're not. We just demand passion. Give everything for the shirt. I mean, like I said before, if someone done a double step over and stuck one in the top corner of Millwall, they'd cheer. If a through ball went through to a goalkeeper and a centre forward chased him down and slid tackle the goalkeeper and blocked it, and it went for a throw on, the place erupts. It's not, if you want it enough, it's not hard to succeed at Millwall, because you haven't got to be the best player in the world. But I mean, I feel, as I said, Rowett with him, we've got better players than he gives us credit for. But yeah, with Harris, I suppose because he had his affiliation with the club and ex-player, ex-legend, I suppose, because he used to turn around at times, Harris, and go, don't like it, go to Palace and all that. Like, he used to give it back to the fans. It's like sibling love almost, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. So, in sort of positive terms, and there are positive terms, aren't they, with the 13 points from 7 and where you actually are in the league table, back-to-back victories. Obviously there's context to those numbers, of course, that you've mentioned. Any players that are sort of standing out for you this season, Dan? Can you maybe pick someone out who you've enjoyed watching this season for Lions?
Yeah, I was going to choose a midfielder, but he's recently been dropped. I won't go with the obvious choice. Jeb Wallace and Willie won't he stay? Daniel Ballard for us, been on loan from Arsenal, Northern Ireland international, full international. Yeah, just turned 21, I believe. He was on loan at Blackpool last season, helped them get promoted into division. And the thing is, we got quite a good core of youngsters coming through. And I said this in pre-season. Look a little bit silly now. We don't need Daniel Ballard. And it wasn't the fact that I didn't want him, but we got a good young centre-half coming through. We've now sent on loan to Leyton Orient, Alex Mitchell. So I thought, could Ballard make the step up? Do we really need him? But he's been fantastic, mate. He's been fantastic. He really has, on the right side of a back three. That's part of the reason at the minute that now Cooper's fit. Cooper did play Saturday, but that's only because Scott Malone missed out, so Murray Wallace had to play left wing back. Otherwise, I think Cooper would have missed out again. So yeah, Daniel Ballard on loan from Arsenal. And he seems, I mean, it's very easy to put stuff on social media to make it look like you're interested, but he does seem to be really invested in it. He scored away at West Brom, and he's always tweeting and posting on his socials, what a club, fans are unbelievable sort of thing. So maybe we could sign him. I don't know.
That was going to be my next question. I'm just thinking of Ostergaard, who was at Coventry on loan from Brighton, and then he goes on loan to Stoke the next season, or Clark, who was on loan at Derby, and then he goes on loan to West Brom. So I think sometimes they're willing to send them out on another loan, and without patronising Millwall, of course, can they get him in a parachute team or something? But do you think you can get him?
Well, he's from Stevenage, so it's not, he's London boy. I don't know whether, of course, all players are different, whether they want to be in and around London. I just always assume at 21, I couldn't even make beans on toast, so I wanted to be around. Do you know what I mean? He's probably more mature than I am now, let alone then. I think I've just got a good feeling about it. We tried to buy a different position, but we tried to buy Jason Malumbi for allegedly around 2-3 million, and we didn't get him. So I'm hoping that purse potentially could still be there with the addition of, another season or two on top of that now, since we made that bid. I think we could. I mean, it's brilliant product placement from Arsenal. League One, promotion.
Yeah.
Now he's one of our best players in the Championship. So, let's not say they might not need him for themselves, the way they're performing.
Yeah.
But I'm quietly confident we might sign him.
Yeah, I like that. I like the idea of it anyway. It makes a good story, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Which players, without digging anyone out, Dan, that's not my intention, but which player do you think you might be able to get a bit more out of on the basis of the first 11 and then the next 35 games?
Difficult one, this, because when you ask me who's been our best player, there's been a few that start the season. Well, of course, it's always Jed Wallace, Danny McNamara I love, and I went for Daniel Ballard. But Mikael Kieftenbeld was in there, obviously ex-Birmingham. He's not technically fantastic, but he's a Millwall type player. He's had loads of bookings already, and he was playing every week next to George Saville. And George Saville is still in there, but Kieftenbeld's been dropped out. I'm not sure why, because I thought he was performing. We got Billy Mitchell and Ryan Leonard both sitting on the bench who can really play. But he's chosen to bring George Evans in next to Saville. And for me, I mean, I'll probably out of those two, they've both been under par. In my opinion, again, they've both started both the last two games centre midfield and we've got 6 points. So you might think, what do I know? What do I know? But
never that simple, though, is it?
Yeah, no, exactly. Evans has been there and he's a squad player, and I accept that. I think the excitement and the hype around George Saville coming back, and for me, he hasn't lived up to it. I think he scored 2 goals, one against Blackpool, I believe, and one in the cup. And he's also, I think got an assist, against Bristol City. But for me, George Saville isn't really. Sorry, is that noise affecting it?
No, carry on.
Sorry. So for me, George Saville has been a little bit underwhelmed with him. Of course, as well, Cooper's been out of form. So he's been dropped out. I mean, someone said to me,
never thought I'd see the day.
I mean, when I say, I've said it on the channel, and I've been a massive fan of Cooper. I've said it for a long time. If I had to lose one, Jed or Cooper, I would have said Jed back in the day. Now, obviously, Cooper. But I think he's been a bit of a victim of his own success. I know he's played with injuries, Cooper, and he just wants to carry on playing. I think he tried to play on what he played on with a dislocated shoulder in one game. And when you say, as a fan, he needs dropping, it's nothing personal. It probably do him a bit of good. Help him, reassess, get his hunger back.
What was it, Dan? Like 150, 160 games or something in a row or something ridiculous, wasn't it?
Mate, Neil Harris made some fantastic signings for us. Made some bad ones as well. Yuri Skalak, John Danny Bavarsson.
Yeah.
But he got the centre-half pairing. They've been our centre-half pairing since we've been back in the Championship. Obviously, we now play 3 at the back under a different manager. But Jake Cooper, 400 grand from Reading, and Sean Hutchinson, free transfer from Fulham.
Boom.
Unbelievable, mate. Unbelievable. Yeah. So, to answer your question, long story sideways. Sorry, I always do that, mate. I'm probably going to have to say George Saville.
Yeah. No, high expectations for Saville as well. Look, I'm asking everybody higher or lower at Christmas. So Millwall, I mean, 11th is not the worst position in the world, is it? Do you see it going? I think we'll be at game 23 by Christmas. Do you see it going up or dropping off a bit by the time you got your Christmas pudding and your turkey out?
Well, the thing is, I need to lay off that. Thing is, we haven't got a budget, so obviously you're going to get to January, and that we're not really going to get anyone in. Also, the big thing is Jed Wallace out of contract at the end of the season. Will he go? That's going to play a massive factor in it. I know it sounds quite pessimistic, but I just can't go back to League One. Do you know what I mean? I just don't want to do that. As a fan and as a fan channel, as you'll know yourself, it's not easy to get where you want to be in League One. It just isn't.
No.
Millwall side. So I'm only ever looking down. But as you said today, just before I've come on, I've looked up 3 points off the playoffs.
Yeah.
Place. And do you know what as well? Bournemouth haven't lost. West Brom have lost once. Other than that, we've lost the least games.
Yeah.
2. With Stoke, I think, in the Championship.
Yep, you're right.
So, yeah. Look, unfortunately, and it's no reflection of our season, I don't think, higher or lower we'll finish this year.
No. Christmas.
Oh, by Christmas, we'll be lower than 11th.
You reckon? Interesting.
I don't think a lot are going to sit on the fence.
No.
12,
no, it's not. I always tell people, I do my predictions and I predict a draw. And they say, you're sitting on the fence, Ben. I'm like, no, I'm not. I think it's going to be a draw. That's not sitting on the fence. Do you know what I mean?
I used to get grief for saying we'd win all the time. And then because I said that we'd lose the other week, and we did lose, he's against us. He wants us to lose.
How dare you?
Just think we're going to lose. So, but no, to answer your question, sorry, yeah, we're 11th currently. I think by Christmas, I don't think the performances will really drop off. We won't keep winning games like we are, and I think we'll probably be sitting 14th, 15th, which is success in my book.
Yeah. And just last one, can you give me a letter grade, A to E, how you've seen this first 11 games?
A to E. So how I've seen them as watching as a paying fan for excitement value, entertainment value,
aesthetic pleasure, yeah.
Yeah.
Or no, what? Well, you view the question how you like.
Okay. So I'm gonna factor both them in.
Okay.
11th in the table at this point, only 2 defeats all season, lots of clean sheets once again. If I just clicked into the future from last year, saw the league table, I'd say B.
Mm-hmm.
However, the lack of entertainment, the negative tactics, the complete... I mean, they're calling him Gary Draw It, the fans of Millwall.
Yeah.
We've seen it at the draws.
The Jaws thing.
Classic. But I didn't do that, by the way.
Whatever.
Because of my photoshopping skills, I will have to go from a B to a D.
Wow.
What's it go? It goes down. I know it goes down to you because I've got a few ungradeds in school.
Oh no, I'm not allowing that. Yeah, we'll only go down to E. But yes, I know what you mean. It depends on how you frame the question as to where the response. So no, that's an interesting answer with sort of the different facets to it, isn't it?
Yeah, you can't argue where we are. So as I said, we looked into the future. 11th, brilliant. Only 2 defeats, lots of draws to be expected. Back-to-back wins, fantastic. But if I had to sit and watch every single one of those 90 minutes again, there'd probably be 2 of those I'd enjoy watching back. Interesting.
Very, very interesting. Dan, brilliant value as ever. You always made me chuckle. Can you give us a...
Did you say value? Where do I put the invoice in?
Good value. Entertainment value. You've been talking about entertainment value the whole time, fella. Can you just give us a plug for LionsTV and where people can find you on Twitter and YouTube?
Oh, with pleasure, mate. Yeah, LionsTV. We just passed 16,000 subscribers. You've gone well past me, which I'm quietly happy about. I'll smile and make it. TV_Lions on Twitter. TV Lions on Instagram. And yeah, Millwall fan channel. We do fan cams. We do some more history stuff, documentaries. I do ex-player interviews, all the usual YouTube bits.
Brilliant stuff. Very, very good value, and always very supportive of our work here on the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel.
Yeah, mate. Honestly, I've got to say, absolutely brilliant. Honestly,
legend, Dan. Great to speak to you.
The graft you put in is ridiculous, and you know you talk about it well, which always helps.
There you go. Dan, thank you for your time, and we'll no doubt speak to you at various points during the season. It's never too long, is it? And we'll see you soon.
Legend, mate. Cheers.